Hello everyone, it's Tracy Dix here again from Wyrd Learning, and I'm now on day 3 of my conversion card challenge. And for those of you who are just joining us today, this challenge is all about using James Wedmore's conversion cards, which provides powerful language patterns that convert. So these are some language patterns that we adopt in some of our marketing, and I decided it might be quite interesting to see how these sorts of language patterns might translate to academic writing and how effective they might be for that. Today's language pattern is get versus giving. This tactic is based on the idea that getting is more powerful than giving. I can give you this and that, but it's more powerful and effective to communicate that you are going to get or receive. So the formula here is, if you are this specific type of person who wants a specific outcome, you're about to get. And the example in action is, you're going to get my complete plug-and-play processors. So I might start to become a little bit stuck on some of the cards in this challenge. So what I would say basically with today's language pattern is, this is too personal for academic writing, just because academic writing is all about providing an evidence-based persuasive argument. And yes, although you are trying to sway your reader around to your way of thinking, the idea is it's through evidence. So you're providing facts to convince them rather than trying to manipulate them by feeling a certain way or telling them what you're giving them. It's not that personal a relationship. I think, to be honest, the academic community would really dislike this language pattern because of the kind of evidence-based nature of academic writing. They would like to think that they're not that easily manipulable. However, what I would say is we could adapt. So let's talk about what kind of language patterns we would use instead in academic writing to give your reader what they're looking for and sway them round to your way of thinking. So good examples would be using more of the passive voice and again being quite objective. So for example, you might say something like, this paper will show blank, or the study examined here demonstrates, or what the data reveals is blank. And James Wedmore also talks about plug-and-play processors. Now, it's not called the same thing in academic circles. However, if you're at university, there are plenty of resources that are quite similar to plug-and-play, which basically means you can take it and adapt it for your own use. It's basically like a template. And there are resources like that out there, probably ones that are provided by your own university. If your own tutors haven't already given you things like Gantt charts and other sorts of templates on things like evaluating resources, then it's possible that your library will have some of these available. And sometimes the kind of support services are called things like the Academic Skills Center, the Academic Support Team, the Academic Practice Team, Academic Practice Tutors. There are various names for it, and basically they aim to support you with your study skills. You know, how do you write an essay? How do you do critical analysis? How do you revise more effectively? And how do you prepare for exams? Those sorts of things. And so you might get something like a Gantt chart, which is a time management tool. You might be able to download that as a template and then kind of put your own information in and help you to manage projects that way. Alternatively, there might be things like a template to help you evaluate sources. So there might be a series of questions there just to get you thinking about the kinds of sources that you're reading, the journal articles, think about the author, the bias, those sorts of details to inform how relevant that research is to the project that you're working on. So that's it for today. Follow if you're finding this helpful, and yes, join me on this journey. Day 4 tomorrow. Goodbye.